3BEEBOX came about because we started to believe that there was a gap in the market. Hong Kong is a very busy marketplace in terms of fast-moving consumer goods. It's a really crowded market with many brands trying to break in. And we noticed that for new products, whether it's from big brands or foreign brands or even startup new brands, it's really hard for them to get a foothold here just because there's so many choices that consumers can, they're going to stick with things that they know and things that they've tried. You can easily get crowded out here unless you do something to make yourself be noticed. And we noticed that because of this gap, we might be able to help step in and help these kinds of companies make their products get noticed in Hong Kong and get customers to try them first. So our concept was 3BEEBOX, where you could try it and like it before you buy it. It's an online sampling service so that members can join for free, give us some of their demographic information, and then we'd send them samples from brands, whether it's skincare, food, beauty products, where they can then try them and give us some of their feedback. And then if we get a big enough cohort, big enough customer base in terms of members, this will give brands exposure to all sections of Hong Kong society. I mean, we can target specific groups, age groups, income levels, education levels, and from there, brands would be able to get exposure in this new market for them. Traditional product sampling in Hong Kong has been it's been very untargeted. The way it's typically done now is that someone sets up a kiosk on a busy sidewalk somewhere, maybe at the MTR station or on a busy street, and they just hand samples to passersby. There's a couple problems with that. The first thing is that, when you're doing that kind of advertising, it's really important to actually hit the target group that you're looking for. We have a story of an old woman was being given an energy drink by one of these sample companies in Hong Kong. And we actually, this is something I watched that happen recently, is an old woman was given like an energy drink sample from one of these kiosks, and I watched her, throw it away about 10 meters, as she walked away. What we're trying to do is solve that problem by introducing, by being able to target the right demographic group, so that if you only want to target, for instance, women with a bachelor's degree, age 25 to 44, who live in this particular part of town, because that's where you're thinking of putting a retail store, you can do that with our system. We can let you reach all of those members who fit that criteria, and then you won't waste time and money reaching out to people who are unlikely to be your customers. Or you can reach out to them all. It depends on what you want. I mean, that's the big thing that we can do, is we can cut the market into different pieces and really get specific in terms of who we actually target.
After working years in corporate, I realized I really want to start my own business. Every time I read about articles or story from Financial Times, Business Focus, I'm really excited. I really want to start something on my own. And I start looking around and see if there's any opportunities, any demand, or any pain point problems that I can fix to help people. Because people always say you help people and then money will come. So I realized there's a big gap in the industry that I'm working on right now, the FMCG industry. Lots of companies paying huge amount of money on doing product sampling. That is not efficient. They can't really measure how well they do. They don't know who they distribute the sample to. So we come up with this idea. It's a new way of product sampling, and we named the company 3BEEBOX. The way how we do it is fairly simple. We look around, and this is 21st century. People talk about e-commercial. You can buy things online. You can stay home and then wait until the product comes to your home. So why can't sample be the same way as well? Why can't you have to go to the grocery store or you have to go to the downtown to get sample? Why can't samples send it to your home by mail? So 3BEEBOX, this is how it works. Step 1, you go to our website, you register and become a member. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Step 2, you can select the sample that will actually fall into your demographic information. So based on your demographic information, for example, if you are a teenager, if you a sport player, you will get, you will see all the sample about like energy drink or sport drink. If you are, if you're a mother with a newborn baby, then you will see lots of like milk powder and things like this. So and then step 3, we will mail you a package. So a package like this with all kind of sample inside. So all you have to do is you try it and then you finish a task that assigned by the brand. So it could be, say something on your social network, or you can, like give them some feedback, do a survey and things like this. From a customer standpoint, every time I go to a supermarket, there's so many products on the shelf. And not just the existing product or brand that I know. There are lots of new products. It's coming every single week, every month. I don't know if that's gonna fit me. I don't want to buy a bottle of shampoo and then I just use it 1 time or 2 times and throw it away. I want to make sure the things that I buy will actually fit me. And that would be great if I can try something before I actually make the purchasing decision. I personally use a very similar service few years ago back in North America, and I love it. I just love the way how I can try sample at home and then I can give feedback to the brand. I can have a voice over to those giant brands and tell them what I want, what I need. And I realized Hong Kong doesn't have anything like this. Not just Hong Kong, but the entire Asia. There's nothing look like 3BEEBOX, what we're doing here. So next step, we really want to expand to other Asian countries. We want to bring this experience to everyone in Asia, to help people to try sample at home, to give them a chance to voice out what they want, what they need to the brands, so that they can enjoy a product that better fit them.
Finance is always a problem to us. We need to put in our own money. And everything we do, there are costs involved. And in the future, we hope to have some investor. We also want some programmers to help us, because we are always changing our business, and then changing our business involves some programming changes. And our website is at the moment a simple one, and in the future we want to build a big one, a complicated one.
What gave us the impetus to actually begin 3BEEBOX, once we knew that there was this gap, was that we took the Business Lab course in the Hong Kong UMBA program. It's taught by Pijo Aloy, who's a really prominent entrepreneur in Hong Kong. And we could step by step go through the process of what are the actual practical steps of actually bringing the business to life. When you actually analyze a business model in a methodical way, you can see sort of what your problems are going to be, you can see what your advantages are, and you can actually connect the dots between bringing a basic idea into something that actually exists. So in the course, we learn how to actually register the business and set it up in a legal way, how to do the financial calculations, how to cover everything that's involved, just so that it goes from being a theoretical idea to actually having practical steps in place to making it a reality. In terms of entrepreneurship, it's something I've always wanted to do. I started my career, and where I remain is business-to-business sales. So I'm a commercial person who, I understand how to transmit value to somebody. It's how you can either say that you're going to help them make more money or you're going to save them money. And if you can do that in a calculated way, like we're going to be able to do with 3BEEBOX by saying you're going to be able to reach this many customers of this demographic group in these particular neighborhoods. And we'll be able to tell you where you need to buy more shelf space and where you need to buy more ad space, and which neighborhoods of Hong Kong have the most potential consumers for you. If we're able to demonstrate that value through an idea like this, that's what my whole career has been about, and that's what I want to be an entrepreneur, and that's the kind of business that I want to eventually run myself. It's always a challenge you have a place you want to get to, and you think that that's where you need to go. And then often, once you get closer to it, you find out that it's not where you actually need to be. And a lot of brands and companies are very good at, they're good at telling you what they don't want. But when you actually want to find out what they do want from you, they don't always know. And they may think that they know, but then when you actually give them what they said they wanted, they can come back and say, no, actually, we don't quite like it like this, we want it another way. And because of that, we've had to actually change our business model. And it's a constant adaptive process. You use trial and error, and you can try to go at it one direction and you might not get through. And then, ultimately you have to end up changing the way that you go about it. It's a little bit like there's many paths up the mountain, but and all of them work. Well, it's kind of like that, because you need to ultimately adapt the way you're going about it. If you want to be a digital marketing company that provides samples and helps brands break into a crowded marketplace like Hong Kong, you're going to need to try different routes and constantly adjust and adapt the way you go about it.
When I grow up, I always dreamed to start a business, and this is my dream. It comes true. I work with my team partners. They're all capable. They have great skills, and then we come together. We have our own business, and I hope this business can be a success.
Entrepreneurship is a journey. So what we originally thought we were doing, what we originally thought the brand would love us to have, it's not exactly what we're doing right now. We talked to lots of brands, we did lots of interview with industry experts, and we realized our original idea was not 100% fit what the brands need. So we actually have to do a lot of fixing. And from this, I learned that what you originally thought about might not be what you end up be, because the market is changing. Your client's need is changing. So you have to do a lot of try error, and then you finally find a path that you want to you need to go.
If you want to, come and join us. We are 3BEEBOX.